Everyone, welcome to economics class. Today we will discuss about the saving function and propensity to save with the help of diagrams and numericals. Dear students, what is saving? Saving refers to that part of income which is not used for consumption. So S is equal to Y minus C because we have already studied that income has two components, that is Y is equal to C plus S, that is income can be used for consumption or for saving. So what is saving? Saving refers to that part of income which is not used for consumption. Saving is a function of income. S is a function of Y. What is saving function? Saving function refers to the functional relationship between saving and income. When income increases, saving also increases, and when income decreases, saving also decreases. When income is zero, saving will be negative. It is because of the fact when income is zero, consumption is not zero because of minimum survival level of consumption, and people use their past savings. This concept we have already discussed in our consumption function in the video related with consumption function. I want to recall some facts. When income is zero, consumption is not zero because of minimum survival level of consumption. Therefore, people use their past savings. So, when income is zero, saving is negative. Next, negative saving will be equal to autonomous consumption. Autonomous consumption, that is consumption at zero level of income. And this autonomous consumption is met by using past savings. So negative saving at zero level of income is equal to autonomous consumption. Autonomous saving is denoted by S bar. As we have already studied that autonomous consumption is denoted by C bar, autonomous saving is denoted by S bar, and these two are equal. This is minus S bar. If autonomous consumption is 100 crores, then negative saving will be 100 crores because this C bar will be taken from past savings. Move to the next topic. This is a diagrammatical as well as tabular presentation. Income, this table was used in consumption function also. That is, while explaining the consumption function, we used this table. So, saving is that part of income which is not used for consumption. That's why I am using here the same table. When income is 0, consumption is 20, correspondingly saving is minus 20 because S is equal to Y minus C. So 0 minus 20, minus 20, 50 minus 60, minus 10, 100 minus 100, this is 0, 150 minus 140, this is 10. So what we can conclude that saving can be negative, saving can be 0, saving can be positive. Earlier we concluded that consumption is always positive. Consumption can never be 0, cannot be negative, but saving can be positive, can be negative, can be 0. This is the break-even point. Break-even point is a point where C is equal to Y. So, before break-even point, consumption is greater than income. That's why saving is negative. At break-even point, consumption is equal to income, therefore saving is 0. After break-even point, consumption is less than income, therefore there is positive saving. Now, what's about the diagram? While plotting the diagram, we will take income on x-axis and savings on y-axis because saving is negative at zero level of income. So, keep in your mind that the saving curve will start from negative y-axis, that is the fourth quadrant. आपको याद होगा जब हमने कंजम्पशन कर्व की थी तो कंजम्पशन कर्व हमारी वाई एक्सिस पॉजिटिव वाई एक्सिस से स्टार्ट हो रही थी. रीज़न क्या था? इसका रीज़न था कि व्हेन इनकम इज़ ज़ीरो कंजम्पशन इज़ नॉट ज़ीरो. लेकिन जब हमें अपनी सेविंग कर्व बनानी है तो हमें क्या ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा? सेविंग कर्व के लिए हमें ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा when income is 0, saving is negative. That's why it will start from negative y-axis. Earlier, it will be minus s. At break-even point, saving is equal to 0, and after break-even point, saving is positive. Now, what's about the saving function? Saving has two components. One that is at 0 level, and after that this is based on income. As we have already studied that when income is 0, when income is 0, consumption is not 0, means autonomous consumption, and this autonomous consumption is met from the past savings. So this is minus S bar, and the remaining SY indicates the saving that depends on income. जैसे आपने कंजम्पशन में किया था C इज इक्वल टू सी बार प्लस बी वाई, इसी तरह से हम अपना सेविंग में करेंगे S इज इक्वल टू माइनस एस बार प्लस एस वाई, वेयर माइनस एस बार is the saving at 0 level of income, small s indicates MPS and y indicates income. Clear beta? So this is about the saving function. Saving curve is a upward rising curve, positively sloped curve. It is positively sloped because it is positively related with income. It starts from negative y-axis because when income is 0, saving is 0. When income is 0, saving is negative. It cuts x-axis indicating 0 level of saving. It is corresponding to break-even point. So this is all about the saving curve. Now next is propensity to save. As we have discussed about the propensity to consume, now we have propensity to save. Propensity to save is a schedule that shows different levels of savings corresponding to different levels of income. Dear students, this concept is almost similar to the consumption. प्रोपेंसिटी टू कंज्यूम मैंने वो बहुत अच्छे से आपको करा दिया था, तो अब आप इसको रिकॉल करते जाइए. प्रोपेंसिटी टू सेव has two aspects. One is APS and second is MPS. APS refers to the ratio between total savings and total income, or you can say a particular level of saving to particular level of income, that is S by Y. Similarly, MPS refers to the ratio between change in consumption, a change in saving, and change in saving to change in income. This is marginal propensity to save, and average propensity to save, this is S by Y. It can be explained with the help of a table. The same table we are using. Income 0, 50, 100, 150 means 0 से स्टार्ट होगा, 50, 50 का हम इसको गैप देंगे. कंजम्पशन स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 20, देन 40, 40 का गैप रहेगा. सेविंग आपने फाइंड आउट की बिकॉज सेविंग इज दैट पार्ट ऑफ इनकम विच इज़ नॉट यूज फॉर कंजम्पशन. सो सेविंग विल बी वाई माइनस सी. सेविंग माइनस 20, माइनस 10, 0, 10. देन APS माइनस 20 बाय 0, सो एंड सो. APS एनीथिंग बाय 0 कैन बी इन्फिनिटी. हम इसको इन्फिनिटी भी लिख सकते हैं, माइनस भी इसको डैश भी लिख सकते हैं, माइनस इन्फिनिटी भी कर सकते हैं. सो आफ्टर दिस माइनस 0.2, then 0, then 0.66. So what we can conclude? As income increases, average propensity to save also increases. पहले माइनस 0.2 था, फिर 0 हुआ, फिर 0.66 हुआ, means APS is continuously increasing. It is because of the fact that people start saving a part of their income. Now, important observation, APS can be negative, can be 0 and positive. As income increases, APS increases because people start saving a part of their income. Now, next topic, this is about propensity to consume. This is marginal propensity to save. Marginal propensity to save is the ratio between change in saving and change in income. We are using the same table, YCS. Change in income means 50 minus 0, 100 minus 50, 150 minus 100. ये मैंने आपको पहले बताया था. 50 minus 0, 100 minus 50, 150 minus 100 means change in income 50, 50, 50. Change in consumption 60 minus 20, 100 minus 60, 140 minus 100, 40, 40, 40. So MPS is 40 by 50, 40 by 50. This is 0.2. Again, because MPS remains constant, that's why saving curve, MPS is the slope of saving curve or saving line. Because of constant slope, saving curve will be a straight line. जैसे हमने कंजम्पशन कर्व में फाइंड आउट किया था, कंजम्पशन में MPC हमारा 0.8, 0.8, 0.8 आया था और हमने ये कंक्लूड किया था बिकॉज ऑफ कांस्टेंट MPC, C line is a linear curve. Similarly, because of constant marginal propensity to save, that is slope, S line or saving curve will be a linear curve. Next, this is about the relationship between propensity to consume and propensity to save. In the previous video, we discussed about APC, and in this video, we discussed about APS. This is equal to 1. How we can find out? APC means C by Y and APS means S by Y. When we take the LCM, it will be C plus S by Y means Y by Y means equal to 1. So you have to keep in your mind that APC plus APS is equal to 1. इसका derivation क्या रहेगा? C by Y plus S by Y, taking the LCM, C plus S by Y. C plus S can be written as Y because we have already studied that Y is equal to C plus S. Got it, beta? Move to the next. This is about relationship between MPC and MPS. MPC can be written as delta C by delta Y plus delta S by delta Y. Again, taking LCM, it will be delta C plus delta S. Delta C plus delta S will be delta Y by delta Y. This is equal to 1. So we can say APC plus APS is equal to 1. Similarly, MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Got it, beta? Move to the next. This is the numerical which is based on APC, APS, MPC, MPS. अब आप यहाँ क्या करोगे? APC फाइंड आउट कर लोगे तो APS के लिए आप इस फॉर्मूले को यूज़ करके सीधा निकल आएगा. MPC अगर आप कैलकुलेट कर लेते हो तो MPS आपका इजीली निकल आएगा. क्लियर बेटा? यहाँ से आपके कुछ हॉट क्वेश्चंस निकलते हैं. मैं उन हॉट क्वेश्चंस के बारे में थोड़ा सा डिस्कस करने जा रही हूँ. आपके हॉट क्वेश्चन में ध्यान से समझिए. APC can be positive. APC can never be negative, can never be zero. APC will always positive because consumption cannot be negative, cannot be zero. On the other hand, APS can be negative, can be positive, can be zero because saving can be positive, can be negative and can be zero. MPC and MPS both cannot be zero, both cannot be negative, they can be zero, they can be 1 also. Now MPC means delta MPC means delta C by delta Y, and this delta C can maximum be equal to delta Y. ये delta Y से बड़ा नहीं हो सकता because change in consumption due to change in income cannot exceed change in income. मतलब delta C ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा delta Y के बराबर हो सकता है. अगर ये delta Y के बराबर है तो आपका MPC की वैल्यू आ जाएगी 1. मीन्स MPC की मैक्सिमम वैल्यू 1 हो सकती है. नाउ अपोजिट देखिए, MPC इज़ डेल्टा C बाय डेल्टा Y. इसका मतलब कम से कम डेल्टा C क्या हो सकता है? 0 हो सकता है. नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकता. डेल्टा C चेंज जो हो रहा है इनकम की वजह से वो नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकता. मीन्स डेल्टा C कम से कम 0 हो सकता है और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा डेल्टा Y के बराबर हो सकता है. अगर डेल्टा C 0 है तो MPC की वैल्यू क्या आ जाएगी? 0 बाय डेल्टा Y मीन्स 0. So what is the range of MPC? 0 to 1. Similarly, What is the range of MPS? This is 0 to 1. आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि APS can be negative, can be positive, can be 0. But APC, MPC, MPS can never be 0, can never be negative. APC can be greater than 1, but APS, MPC, MPS cannot be greater than 1. So these are the hot questions you must keep in your mind. Now, few numericals are there. I will give you explanation of the one numerical only, and the remaining numericals you are to do yourself. Find consumption expenditure when autonomous consumption is rupees 100, marginal propensity to consume is 0.70, and national income is rupees 1000. Dear students, we want to calculate consumption expenditure. Recall your memory. Consumption expenditure in the economy is equal to C bar plus BY. What is C bar? Autonomous consumption. This is 100 plus B means MPS. This is 0.70 multiplied by income. This is 1000. क्लियर बेटा? अब हमें क्या करना है? इसको सॉर्ट आउट करना है, सॉल्व करना है. 0.70 को मैं लिख सकती हूँ 70/100. ये मेरा दोनों कट गए. ये मेरा आ गया 70 इंटू 10 700 प्लस 100. योर आंसर इज़ 800. इसी तरह से कुछ कंजम्पशन से रिलेटेड आपसे इसी क्वेश्चन में वो सेविंग के बारे में भी पूछ सकता था. अगर आपका क्वेश्चन होता कि फाइंड आउट सेविंग्स इन द इकोनॉमी. क्लियर? सेविंग इन द इकोनॉमी. अब मुझे यहाँ सेविंग के बारे में करना पड़ेगा, तो मैं सेविंग फंक्शन लिखूँगी. S इज इक्वल टू माइनस एस बार प्लस एस वाई. क्लियर? माइनस एस बार ये हमने डिस्कस किया था कि जो नेगेटिव सेविंग होती हैं वो ऑटोनोमस कंजम्पशन के इक्वल होती हैं. तो ये मेरा बन जाएगा -100 प्लस एस मीन्स MPS. MPC अगर 0.7 है तो MPS कितनी हो जाएगी? 0.3. और y कितना है मेरा? 1000. क्लियर बच्चे? अब ये मेरा है -100 प्लस 30/100 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 1000. सो ये मेरा आ गया 300 माइनस 100. दिस इज इक्वल टू 200. अब ये तो मेरा सेविंग फंक्शन मैंने वैल्यू पुट की तो निकाला. अदरवाइज अगर मैंने अपने पिछले क्वेश्चन में कंजम्पशन फंक्शन की हेल्प से कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर 800 निकाला था तो मैं सीधा भी यूज़ कर सकती थी. y इज इक्वल टू c प्लस एस. देयरफॉर s इज इक्वल टू y माइनस c मीन्स 1000 माइनस 800. सो सेविंग विल बी 200. मैं इस क्वेश्चन को ऐसे भी कर सकती थी. गॉट इट बेटा? मूव टू द नेक्स्ट. Few more questions are there. You are to do these questions. Next, I am giving you the answers also. बस आपने इनको values को put करना है और अपने questions करने हैं. Now, dear students, what's about your homework? Because this chapter is based on logical or reasoning thinking, logical thinking. So, what you are to do? You are to do the objective type questions, that is MCQs, fill-ups, true, false, reason-based questions, and the numerical questions from your textbook. All numericals are to be done in your fair notebooks also. Clear, students? So do your work properly. Stay home, stay safe, be sincere, and complete your fair notebooks. Goodbye, dear students. Stay home, stay safe.